Typing of the Dead is a mod, more like a PC mod of the House of the Dead. It's the one of the games that you used to see in the movie theaters, and you would just spend all day playing it with the little fake gun. The Typing of the Dead is honestly an example of a mod that flips the genre of the original game into something completely different. In this case, it's a 180 flip. It captures the essence of the original game. The original House of the Dead game was a level based game. It's a first person shooter where you have to basically shoot the zombies, save people, shoot bosses using weak points. What Typing of the Dead does is it takes the same shooting aspect, but instead of bullets from a gun, instead of grenades or any type of ammo, you actually use your keyboard. So every respective key button that you press is the equivalent of shooting one bullet from a gun. Honestly, plays very similar. If you miss a key from typing out a letter or typing out a word, it's the same thing as missing one of your shots. You lose a bullet. What makes the game different is the fact that because it's a keyboard, you essentially have unlimited ammo because you're going to be able to make up for whatever missed shot you take in the form of the key. However, that still leaves you vulnerable to counterattacks from the zombies. If you wanted to take the concept of Typing of the Dead and translate it to a more modern game, you could honestly just refer to a mod from GTA 5. You have GTA Online where you have more of an open world, but you still have the core mechanics of Grand Theft Auto 5. Yes, while Typing of the Dead is not something that is too far off from the original House of the Dead 2, it is different enough, not just with the mod, the creating a different genre, how it also adds different game modes. You have the original story, you have arcade mode, you'll have drill mode, which is actually more reminiscent of a traditional typing game. And then you have boss mode, where you basically have to fight every single boss. Now, the cool concept about making this a typing game, as well as even incorporating the drill mode, is that this is a game that tests your skill. It requires you to have skill. Yes, the original game will test where you aim, it'll test your reaction time, but it's still something that you can get lucky in. When you actually have to type, you actually practice where your fingers are on the keyboard. You actually learn what button is what key, and you'll be able to expand your skill from starting with just typing random letters to actual typing out of sentences. In some cases, there are actually phrases that pop up in different languages where you actually have to type out in order to defeat some of the enemies. Each level is self-contained. There's no open world aspect to it. You can compare it to a sort of side scroller, except you're not going horizontally in the screen, and everything is very mission based. It's very linear and it's mission based. You not only have the mission within the level of just clearing the zombies, but within each level is at each stage are sort of mini missions where you have to kill 30 zombies in 30 seconds, or you have to shoot a power line to create an explosion. The game rewards you for completing these missions by giving you power-ups or extra lives. If you save the civilians, can give you the same thing. They can give you elixirs to weaken the zombies, make them slower, or kill them automatically. They can give you an extra life. The only real issue in terms of development was changing graphics up, where instead of heavy weapons like axes, they're actually toy mallets, ping pong paddles. The main characters are running around with, in some cases, Sega Dreamcasts on their backs and keyboards attached to their front. Either way, it still retains the same cheesy audio.
James, I tried. Don't underestimate the enemy.
And the same weird character movements. And the graphics are basically the same. They have not been up-resed either. Typing of the Dead has actually won multiple awards just from this simple genre swap. And it's something that you should actually check out.